Financial planning for retirement, tips and strategies. Retirement planning is a multi-step process that evolves over time. To have a comfortable, secure, and fun retirement, you need to build the financial cushion that will fund it all. The fun part is why it makes sense to pay attention to the serious, and perhaps boring part. Planning how you'll get there. Retirement planning starts with thinking about your retirement goals and how long you have to meet them. Then you need to look at the types of retirement accounts that can help you raise the money to fund your future. As you save that money, you have to invest it to enable it to grow. We'll get into all of these issues here. But first, start by learning the 5 steps that everyone should take, no matter what their age, to build a solid retirement plan. How much do you need to save for retirement? Before anyone starts crunching the numbers on their retirement goals, they will need a good idea of how much money they need to save. Naturally, this will depend on many situational factors, such as their annual income and the age when they plan to retire. While there is no fixed rule about how much money to save, many retirement experts offer rules of thumb such as saving about $1 million, or 12 years of one's pre-retirement annual income. Others recommend the 4% rule, which suggests that retirees should spend no more than 4% of their retirement savings each year in order to ensure a comfortable retirement. Factors to consider. As you begin to think about retirement, it is worthwhile to consider some of the factors that will affect your retirement goals. For example, what are your family plans? For many people, starting a family is a central life goal, but having children can also put a large dent in your savings. For that reason, the type of family you hope to have will play a factor in your retirement planning. Likewise, it is also worth thinking about your plans for retirement, including any changes to your home or residence. Many people dream of travel during retirement, and while it can be an exciting adventure, extensive travel will eat away at your retirement savings faster than staying at home. On the other hand, moving to a country with an extremely low cost of living may allow you to stretch out your savings while enjoying a high living standard. Finally, one should also consider the different types of tax-advantaged retirement accounts. Most Americans qualify for Social Security, but those benefits are rarely enough to support all of their expenses in retirement. While pension funds were once the norm for skilled professionals, they have largely been replaced by self-funded plans like 401k or IRA accounts. Since these have a maximum contribution limit, your retirement strategy will depend on what types of tax-advantaged accounts are available to you. Once you have thought these factors through, these are the next steps for planning your retirement. 1. Understand your time horizon. Your current age and expected retirement age create the initial groundwork for an effective retirement strategy. The longer the time from today to retirement, the higher the level of risk that your portfolio can withstand. If you're young and have 30+ years until retirement, you can have the majority of your assets in riskier investments, such as stocks. There will be volatility, but stocks have historically outperformed other securities, such as bonds, over long time periods. The main word here is long, meaning at least more than 10 years. Additionally, you need returns that outpace inflation so you can maintain your purchasing power during retirement. Inflation is like an acorn. It starts out small, but given enough time, can turn into a mighty oak tree, says Chris Hammond, A Savannah, 10. We've all heard, and want, compound growth on our money, Hammond adds. Well, inflation is like compound anti-growth, as it erodes the value of your money. A seemingly small inflation rate of 3% will erode the value of your savings by 50% over approximately 24 years. Doesn't seem like much each year, but given enough time, it has a huge impact. 2. Determine retirement spending needs. Having realistic expectations about post-retirement spending habits will help you define the required size of a retirement portfolio. Most people believe that after retirement, their annual spending will amount to only 70% to 80% of what they spent previously. Such an assumption is often proven unrealistic, especially if the mortgage has not been paid off or if unforeseen medical expenses occur. Retired adults also sometimes spend their first years splurging on travel or other bucket list goals. For retired adults to have enough savings for retirement, I believe that the ratio should be closer to 100%, says David G. Niggle, CFP, CHFC, AIF, founder, president, and CEO of Key Wealth Partners LLC in Les Tilles, PA. The cost of living is increasing every year, especially healthcare expenses. People are living longer and want to thrive in retirement. Retired adults need more income for a longer time, so they will need to save and invest accordingly. As, by definition, retired adults are no longer at work for 8 or more hours a day, they have more time to travel, go sightseeing, shop, and engage in other expensive activities. Accurate retirement spending goals help in the planning process, as more spending in the future requires additional savings today. 3. Calculate after-tax rate of investment returns. Once the expected time horizons and spending requirements are determined, the after-tax real rate of return must be calculated to assess the feasibility of the portfolio producing the needed income. A required rate of return in excess of 10%, before taxes, is normally an unrealistic expectation, even for long-term investing. As you age, this return threshold goes down, as low-risk retirement portfolios are largely composed of low-yielding fixed-income securities. If, for example, an individual has a retirement portfolio worth $400,000 and income needs of $50,000, assuming no taxes and the preservation of the portfolio balance, they are relying on an excessive 12.5% return to get by. A primary advantage of planning for retirement at an early age is that the portfolio can be grown to safeguard a realistic rate of return. Using a gross retirement investment account of $1 million, the expected return would be a much more reasonable 5%. Depending on the type of retirement account that you hold, investment returns are typically taxed. Therefore, the actual rate of return must be calculated on an after-tax basis. However, determining your tax status when you begin to withdraw funds is a crucial component of the retirement planning process. 4. Assess risk tolerance versus investment goals. Whether it's you or a professional money manager who is in charge of the investment decisions, a proper portfolio allocation that balances the concerns of risk aversion and returns objectives is arguably the most important step in retirement planning. How much risk are you willing to take to meet your objectives? Should some income be set aside in risk-free treasury bonds for required expenditures? You need to make sure that you are comfortable with the risks being taken in your portfolio and know what is necessary and what is a luxury. Don't be a micromanager who reacts to daily market noise, advises Craig L. Israelson, Ph.D., designer of 712 Portfolio in Springville, Utah. Helicopter investors tend to overmanage their portfolios, Israelson adds. When the various mutual funds in your portfolio have a bad year, add more money to them. The mutual fund you are unhappy with this year may be next year's best performer, so don't bail out on it. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to comment down your views on this. Thanks for watching till the end.